Edmonton is one of the nicest cities out there, and I could tell you all about it, but that is not what today's video is all about. Today we're going to be talking about the reasons that you shouldn't move to Edmonton, Alberta. All right, everybody has their preferences, and maybe Edmonton's not for everyone. Some people prefer the East Coast, some people prefer the West Coast. Some people prefer hot weather, some people like cold weather. Some people like Edmonton, and maybe you won't. So let's jump into the top 4 reasons that you shouldn't move to Edmonton, Alberta, from somebody who's lived here his whole life. Hey guys, my name is Brian Garside. I'm a real estate agent here in Edmonton with eXp Realty. And here on the channel, I talk about everything there is to know about living in Edmonton, Alberta. So if that's something that you want to know, if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you're the first to know when we upload more content about living in Edmonton. All right, let's jump right into the video. All right, reason number 4 that you should not move to Edmonton is we're really poorly located. Now, I'm not talking about where the city is sitting necessarily. We're sitting on a gorgeous river valley. There's lots of walking trails. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that it takes a long time to get to anywhere worth going. The nearest major city is Calgary, and that's about a 3-hour drive away. It takes 4.5 hours to get to mountain destinations like Banff and Jasper. And outside of those, it takes 10 plus hours of driving really to get to anywhere worth going. For example, a popular vacation destination for people living in Edmonton is the Okanagan Lake, Kelowna and Vernon. That takes about a 10-hour drive to get to. It takes about 13 hours to get to Vancouver, 14 hours to get to Seattle, 10 hours to get to Montana, and just farther and farther as you go along. So really, you're going to be stuck here in Edmonton unless you plan to hop on a plane or drive for 10 plus hours. It's hard to get anywhere worth going to. Reason number 3 that you shouldn't move to Edmonton is the length of the days that we have here. Edmonton is the most northern located major city in the world. And because we're located so north on the planet, that means that the length of our days fluctuates a lot between the summer and the winter. Now, this feels really nice in the summer, right? We have days that start at 5 a.m. and the sun doesn't go down till 10 p.m., those long summer nights, right? You can be out on the beach, you can have bonfires, camping. You really get that extended summer daylight that helps you feel like those summer days just stretch on and on. But there is a flip side to that coin, right? In the wintertime, the sun doesn't come up till about 9 in the morning and goes down at about 4:30 p.m. So we're only getting 7-ish hours of sunlight during the day. Now, this can be really hard when you have to wake up early for work, right? When you wake up, it's already cold outside. Now it's dark. You know it's going to be dark for hours. It's just so much harder to get out of bed when it's pitch dark outside. And then you drive to work. By the time you're finished work, the sun's already gone down. Now, this can be really hard on some people's emotional state. A lot of people get seasonal depression here in Edmonton because it's so dark during the winter time. Reason number 2 that you shouldn't move to Edmonton is the roads here. All right, we get a lot of potholes in our roads. Now, I've had it explained to me, they say it's part of the freeze-thaw cycles, that the water gets into the roads and expands because it freezes and thaws again. I'm no scientist, I don't know how it works. All I know is that in the summer, we have a lot of potholes in the road. And because we have all these potholes, it seems like the roadways in Edmonton are always under construction during the summer. Now, I know everybody feels this way about their city, but it really seems like in Edmonton, we get extra construction during those short summer months that we have. All right. Now, I'm not going to say that Edmonton has a lot of traffic. I've been to other major cities. We don't really have the same kind of traffic that other people have. We get a little bit at the end of the workday, 4:35 p.m., a little bit in the mornings when everybody's going to work about 8 p.m. But outside of that, we don't have bad traffic here in Edmonton. But it seems that way when you're stuck in construction, when they're fixing the roads, 3 lanes comes down to 1, and it just seems like you're bumper to bumper. Now, before we get into the number 1 reason not to live in Edmonton, I really appreciate you guys sticking around and watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel so that you can find out when we post more content about everything there is to know about living in Edmonton, Alberta, and like this video so that other people who are interested in this content can find the channel as well. Now, let's get right into the number 1 reason not to live in Edmonton, and that is the weather. Now, I'm partial. I really like the weather that we get in the spring and the fall, but that can seem like a really short time when we have these long winters. We get extreme weather on both sides of the spectrum. Now, this winter has been mild in some senses. We've had some record-breaking warm days throughout the winter, but we've also had very record-breaking cold days throughout the winter. You can expect every winter to have cold snaps that go -40 or below with the wind chill for multiple weeks during the winter. That's really hard on people who don't like the cold, right? It's hard to get out and do anything when it's that cold, when there's that much wind, when it's snowing like that. And then on the other side of the spectrum, in the summer, we can have very hot weather in the summer as well. Now, I'm not talking Las Vegas, I'm not talking Arizona, but we do get stretches where we are 40 degrees and above for a couple weeks, especially the last couple summers. All of the portable ACs are out of stock at Costco, and it seems like all the HVAC companies are booked up for weeks because everybody's getting their AC fixed. We do get those hot stretches in the summer and very cold stretches in the winter. So if extreme weather is not something that you want to deal with, maybe Edmonton's not the city for you. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around all the way to the end of the video. I'm going to ask you one more time, if you are interested in everything there is to know about living in Edmonton, Alberta, subscribe to the channel so that you are the first to find out when we post more content. Like this video so that other people can find this channel. And then click on one of the cards up here so you can see one of our other videos about living in Edmonton, Alberta. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one.